happy birthday, Jesus? I don't know. I guess it depends on where you are. Because Susan and I were talking about that yesterday, and we don't know how that worked. If they did like Jerusalem time, whenever Jesus was born, right? I don't know if that's how that went.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know, because I would figure that they would, like, just do the day?
I don't know.
How many time zones are there in the Middle East and, current day Syria?
I think there are at least one.
At the very least, just the one.
Yes. So we are playing Sea of Thieves, which Susan and I have been doing recently. We started playing this game together, and after some initial happy holidays, yes, initial and Merry Christmas and all of that. After some initial, let's call them growing pains.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Yes. This game is a lot of fun. It really, really is. We have other friends that we play with on occasion, and if you haven't played this, we do recommend it. And that's not a paid promotion, although, if I'm just saying.
Sponsor us, Rare. Sponsor us.
Yeah, get to it. Okay. And we're also going to be talking about the birth of Jesus. Apparently a fairly important character in history. Hey, Kat.
I'm just still over here dancing. You just left me behind.
I'm sorry. I just started.
That's fine. It's fine.
Okay. And Brainbug is in here as well. I always check to see how many frames I'm dropping. And I love the new monitor that Susan got me, by the way, after I broke mine, because I can check and see what my refresh rate is.
Your fancy ass frame rate.
Yeah.
There is a skeleton ship like right there.
I saw that. So we are on this tiny little vessel right here. This is us. This is because, you see, it wasn't that there was no room for us on the brigantine. It was that this is our manger. This is where our little journey was born, right here.
So you'd say we were away in it?
Yes, we are about to be away. Screw you, skeleton. All right.
Or are you already aggroing the skeleton?
Should I use the Festival of Giving flag? Or the Boreal Aurora flag?
Festival Giving.
Festival of Giving it. Oh, that's right, because we need to give some stuff away. In the game. We're not giving you guys anything. Also, look at my awesome thing. Stop. Go away. Nobody likes you. I could aggro this thing right now. Like, I'm gonna shoot the captain. Hold on.
Yeah, I still need 11 pieces of treasure to give away for the glorious.
Oh, we're gonna die. I just aggroed him. So just like Jesus, we died at a young age. Oh, that was dumb. So welcome to Sea of Thieves, everybody. You're gonna see us sink within 5 minutes of first starting to play, and that's fine. It's a good time. Let me see. I'm gonna go over to him. Did you happen to? Do you got anything in
Don't
there?
have a lot of them.
Anything I can use? Okay, blundies. All right, that'll work. What about food and bananas? I've got bananas. Hey, I'm actually taking food with me.
I am very proud of you right now.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna get shot. Let's see where they at. There. Okay. Woo! Oh, I'm gonna hit the ground. I'm gonna hit the ground. Oh no! Oh, that didn't feel great. The dogs are playing. Let me see what these guys are up to over here. Oh, come here. Come on. Let me on. Let me on your stupid ship. Yeah, you ain't getting away.
Woo!
Oh, mister. Hey, he's gonna blunder me when I get here. Ow, you dick. Ah, fire. Don't shoot me. Don't. I died immediately. Yeah, I got shot with a blunderbuss. But I set him on fire. Wrapping the last of the presents for the kids right now. Rainbow, you are just the best person.
They really are.
And I say that with Catnip in the chat right now. Like,
You know what?
how did we
Catnip wins.
How did we lose a
No, I'm just
viewer
kidding.
as I immediately aggroed a skeleton galleon? If anything, that should be the most entertaining thing that you see today.
We're gonna sink like already.
Me being an idiot seems like I actually. The interesting part of this, by the way, is that I actually took. Wait, what happened? Oh, hey, he's coming around on your port side, by the way. Are you on the harpoon?
Yes.
And I hope that the game audio is coming through well enough as well. I really need to raise the anchor. They're shooting us. Ouch. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Bunch of jerks. How dare they? Honestly. Hit us again.
Are you repairing?
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying. I think we're okay for right now. Oh, that's gonna hurt a little bit. It's gonna be a. Oh, he missed. It's losers. There's a sloop with the. We're gonna die no matter what now. He's a gold hoarder. Let's talk to him. Oh boy. Let's see. They're gonna shoot us. You know that, right? The sloop that's right there is gonna shoot us too. Let's see here. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. See? There you go. That's all you have to do. I'm so happy that the former president allowed us to do that again, because we weren't.
I was
able.
really worried about it for a while there.
Yeah. I really thought that I'm so engrossed.
I think he's going after them.
I'm so engrossed in the battle right now that I'm fixing our stuff.
Should I bail?
No, I don't know. I don't have any idea. I say that I'm making this ship look pretty. The hell? I'm gonna raise the anchor. No, that was a cannonball that hit the. Hey, Titan. That was a cannonball that hit the ground next to us. I really need to go say hi to them again. Hold on. Blundy.
Where is the fucking skeleton? Oh, there's the skeleton.
Yeah,
no, that's
he's
not.
He's over
Is
there.
he way over there?
Ooh, pretty. Wait, what's going on here? Did he stop?
Yeah, he's not attacking us anymore because I think the other guy attacked him.
No, he's not attacking anybody, I don't think. I think
He lost interest.
perfectly okay. Happy Mithramus. Oh no, he's. Now I want to go attack him and shoot him and stuff.
I know you do.
I do. You are not wrong though. That gold hoarder went after him. Or them. They're skeletons. I don't really know how to express that. Okay, he's back.
Now I hear it again. Yeah, I'm coming back.
I've got to get us out of this position real quick. Yep. Let's get him on. Oh, shit, Susan. I didn't know you were carrying a crate.
I'm on.
All right. Oh, now they shot at us. You. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, apologies in advance for this particular
Yeah. Ooh, that was a volley. Is he trying to hit? Yeah, we're gonna sink this dude, so let's have fun. Ow, you dick! He shot us. I need to get it so that we are not on his. Where's the wind? This is gonna hurt a little bit, Susan, so sorry in advance. That is impossible to turn that ship like that. Do not. What he is doing right now is in... Oh my gosh, I'm at 1% health. What he is doing is literally impossible. Hey Susan, you want to see if we can take care of the downstairs?
Got it.
Oh! This is gonna be fun. Can I get... I didn't hit him? That time I did. Come here, buddy. Come here. You're going nowhere. I just anchored the... I don't have a cannon. A cannonball. I just brought him with us. He can't go anywhere, so... Oh my god. Nathaniel maybe shouldn't have attacked the galleon. Oh, not great. Yeah, we're okay. Oh, somebody came in and tried to say some nonsense. Cannonball. I'm going over there. Okay. Missed. Come here. Come here. Come here. Ah! They outran me. Yes, love? Did you shoot? Did you shoot our friend? Yep. Super sorry if she shot you. Hope it's all well with you and yours. Absolutely it is. Celebrating the birth of Jesus by killing skeletons. As you should. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, they're sitting a little lower in the water. So, you know, that's good. Oh, they hit the wheel, so I gotta fix that. But you got some shots. Stay on target. Oh. I wanna go over. Oh, I didn't jump? Aha, yes I did. Hello, everybody. Oh, I'm gonna die immediately again? Come on, I don't need all that nonsense. Ow. Bunch of jerks over here on this boat. Stop shooting me. Hey, Captain. Like a fast movement. Ow. Hey, get off that. Okay. Are you driving that boat? You should. I mean, I did for a little bit. Oh. Ow. I died. I was like, I looked over and I saw you. Did we run aground? Oh, we're okay. I want to raise the sail a little bit. I'll be back in a second. Babe, hey, you're okay. They're downstairs. We got 3. Yeah, good. We good. Crazy Catnip is awesome in my book. I agree. In mine as well. My book too. I think I have some planks. I do. Where they at? Oh, they're over there. Okay, that's good. I'm trying to avoid as much as I can here. Sorry. Yeah, you're good. Did I miss? That doesn't sound right. Oh. I'm gonna hit him with some blunder bombs. Alright. The hell? They just went down below. We're good. We're good. We survived. We're like... Well, that's... Okay, well then drive us back to the pier, please. I do. Got any down here? Yeah, just one. There we go. I don't know. It should be going at it. Yeah, it's back. We are. I don't know. It's that away. It's. Yeah, turn left.
I did not have enough time to gather shit before you aggroed on a skeleton.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, that was fun. I mean, we basically won because he ran away, right?
That's true.
Yeah, we basically won. Oh, look at a Reaper. That's cool. A 3-star Reaper. That's fun, isn't it? He's nearby too. Well. All right. So, welcome in, everybody. That was a lot of fun. And so totally not anything that I've ever done before. Ow.
Yeah, not in the slightest.
So, Susan. First,
Yes.
let's get this out of the way real fast. Good job.
that was what you wanted to get out of the way. Was
Yeah,
telling me good
you
job.
did a really good job. That you did.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. You're welcome. Now, let's get something else out of the way. Is that because here this evening we are, or tomorrow morning, I guess, if you're in a different place. I don't really know how that works. All I know is that, like, the United States exists. And apparently so does Jerusalem, which I'm guessing is, like, Western United States. Or is that Eastern from us? I don't really know.
I think it depends on which way you go around the world.
Yeah, I guess, huh? But there are plenty of people who don't celebrate Christmas. I mean, at least in the religious sense. And we are two of them. And I imagine if you're probably watching this, you're probably also one of them as well. Or you're just like this game and don't care about us and you have us on mute. Which, if that's the case, hi. Sign language or something. But there are plenty of people who are secular who don't care about this conversation because they don't even think that Jesus existed, like historically. So, real quick, you're wrong, and I made a whole video about it. So there you go. But what
Is this your storage crate on this other dock?
Name my storage crate.
Somebody left one.
Nice, we got a storage crate. So we're
Food.
is that other? Oh, it's way over there. And we are talking this evening about the birth of Jesus, the guy from Nazareth, right? The fella who kind of, I would say he's the second or third most important individual in Western history. And by that I mean,
That's a fair assumption.
yeah, anything from Alexander the Great, forward. So that's when we talk about that, we mention, folks like, and I say the Apostle Paul is in some ways more important historically than Jesus of Nazareth. But without Jesus, Paul wouldn't have done his things. So, I guess thanks Jesus for that and all the really cool stuff you did. But we're talking about his birth this evening. And because tomorrow, or today if you're already tomorrowed, is apparently his birthday. Now, let's get another thing out of the way real fast. Is that okay, he's going away, the Reaper. Is that Jesus and his birth have some mythological concepts to them, especially when you look in the Gospel of Luke, which is, fairly Hellenized by the author of the Gospel. At the same time, the author, of course, is not from, first century Palestine. He is from, he's somewhere likely in Antioch or something like that. And he's certainly not Jewish. He's an aristocratic, I imagine, Christian near the middle to end of the first century. So probably around 80 or so CE. And then, of course, the Gospel of Matthew, written somewhere there around 70. Around the same time. We got the Gospel of Mark written around 70. There's another inaccuracy that kind of floats around while we're waiting for Susan to bring back some of the supplies so we can get out and do a few things. A few other misconceptions or myths that exist around secular circles, and you can find some of these videos, obviously, on the internet. Have to do with things...
The interwebs, as it were.
Yes. The U-webs of the tubes, where people inaccurately, in my opinion, I think it's the opinion held by most scholars, and I am, as of yet, a lay person. Merry whatever you celebrate. Absolutely, Maya. Whether it's Christmas or Kwanzaa, which I think was made back in that was 60s or early 70s.
60s, I think.
Yeah, whatever it might be, have a good one. If you're up here in the Pacific Northwest, stay safe, because we're apparently going to get anywhere from 0.1 inches of snow up to 5 inches here the next couple of days. And
I thought
then
it was 2 to 8.
And
Or is that
then
within the next week?
that's off to the, like, if you get closer to the coast. If you go up above 1,000 feet, you're talking feet of snow. So up there on the mountain passes and stuff, gonna get a few feet of snow, up to 7 feet on the mountains. So
That's a lot of feet.
oh yeah, lots of them. They're basically just putting, feet on top of one another. Honestly, I think it's kind of gruesome, but
It's a lot of dancing.
but a misconception that exists, and I think that this is did you get stuff out of the tavern too?
Yes, it did.
Awesome. Is that thank you so much. Is that the story of the birth of Jesus is copied from other myths and stuff like that, but even in like the Greco-Roman era, and that simply is by itself a myth. So let's just dispel a couple of things there, just to kind of start this off. There are mythological concepts that exist. He's going down to Thieves Haven. That exist, obviously, but it's not based upon anything. They have like the Mithras type stuff and a bunch of other type of things and it's also kind of promulgated.
Promulgated?
Thank you. I could not say that word. By some mythicists people. Sure. Did you get any blanks by any chance?
I have not looked yet. I'm actually about to back to the ship right now.
Okay. Hope so.
How well can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. If audience can not hear me, let me know and I'll get closer to the mic.
There are some mythicists, or even people who aren't mythicists, that have, because of folks, kind of passed on this type of secular, so you could tell what kind of God Jesus was. There are some things to that, but most of the early followers of Jesus, like his disciples and early apostles, didn't think that he was a god when he was born. They thought that he was anointed by God, but they didn't think that he was actually a god. And like he gained his divinity after he died, almost like he gained it. And you can see that in the synoptic gospels of Mark, Matthew, and Luke. But it's not based upon any of those. And so that should be noted. It does again have those mythological elements. When we talk about some of those things, like the angels kind of appearing and stuff like that, and if you read like the proto-gospel of James, you really get some of that in there. But that's the proto-gospel of James is written, many, many, many years, centuries after the even the death of Jesus. And so, that's one of those things that's I think needs to be dispelled. And it's just a really important thing to do. And there's a lot of scholarly research that's been done on this, and I recommend. Oh yeah, we get 76. I recommend a lot of those books. A lot of this, I don't recommend. Now, I say this, I don't recommend basing what we accept, especially when it comes to historical stuff, on anybody that's not a scholar. That's not to say that we shouldn't read material or listen to things from non-scholars. Subscribe to our channel. But just to go and check the source material, I feel like that should come from, scholars. And just some things that I think are really important. Also, Susan, where's Carl?
Oh, I haven't gotten him out yet. I dare.
There's a fort. And, to go and check the source material, like where did this person, if it's something like there's a book, what is it, by I forget what the guy's name is. but it's David Fitzgerald, right? He has these books. He says Jesus mything in action, and you go and read his stuff, and it sounds like it's good stuff, right? It does. It sounds like, wow, this stuff sounds like it's really, really, it's really convincing, and he's not a bad author and stuff like that. And he's not. He's fairly. We're just waiting for Susan to bring some things over, by the way, and then we're gonna go pick up some quests and go
I
somewhere.
got some more cannonballs and some more wood.
Nice. And it sounds really convincing because he's very easy to listen to, right? And it's easy to become excited by what he says and be able to look into that. But when you go and look at his source material, you find that it's, I don't know, not good. And
You don't think he's just misunderstood? What?
and so that's just what, and that's not to say anything about the guy necessarily. I just think that when I look at his stuff, I don't see that there is a reason to accept his conclusions just based upon that. And so anything that I have is there a dog underneath? There is. There's a corgi underneath my feet.
You should turn around.
Oh, Carl. It's Susan's cat, Carl.
If I hand Carl to you, if I hold him out,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to either throw him in the water or put him in the cannon?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I like how when you pet him, he is just spread eagle. Yeah.
This cat is lewd.
Yeah, he's just... No. There you go. You can have him. Monty's around here somewhere. There he is back there. And so that's what we kind of... It's just some things to want to get out of the way. By the way, Susan, what do we want to do? I know that we have to do the Festival of Giving with you. And so, do you want to go and... I tell you what, let's go...
You need to pick up some treasure off the map board.
That, or we can do some, like, PvE stuff with skeletons. And kitty cats on shore. What do you think?
Honestly, I vote for... map board.
All right, let's see what we got on here. Let's see if it's all NPC stuff. Quest board. Grog Males. Lone Cove, that's around here, because we're in the Plenty area, the Isle of the... Is it Plenty? I don't know. Marooning Marshal. So those are the two that are in this area. And they're both stashes. Kraken Falls way over there. That's Dominguez, by the way. Dominguez.
That's amazing. So let's not go to anywhere that involves volcanoes. So
George.
not the bottom ones.
George Armstrong. That's over it.
I love
Devil's
this
Ridge.
game.
That one's
I
in
love
my-
this
that
game. I
one's in-
really
okay.
do.
Well, let's get Lone Cove then. And let's get Lone Cove again. Because it's in the shores of Plenty, so. Sailor's Bounty is up
You can do the
that
Rum
end.
Runner Isle one too.
Rum Runner's more down south, I think. So there's there's a couple of them on Sailor's Bounty.
Sailor's Bounty.
Yep. And then Crescent Isle. I love Crescent Isle. There you go. That should be 5.
Oh,
The Titanic is a myth. Let that sink in. Titan, I appreciate you. So we're gonna go find some treasure, and we're gonna do a couple of different things with it. Susan needs to get. How many more do you need to get, Susan, to get the cool bucket that I have? Look at this bucket. It's the. Oh, you got it. You got all 50.
I did not. I only have 39 of 50. I think the next thing, let me see what the next.
Hmm. Let me see. Raglan says, my dog just farted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, blame it on the dogs. Special events, festival giving.
No, the
Oh.
25 is the bucket.
And how
And
many do you have?
glorious gift giver. It's the title. The title is 50.
And how many do you have?
39.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll definitely get 11 here, because there's also going to be other things that are on the islands that we'll be able to get, and we'll go get those, because there's a few other things as well, like burying things as part of an alliance, and or putting it onto the map board ourselves as part of an alliance, right? And there's a commendation for that too. Enjoying Sea of Thieves, got Pirate Legend first year and have loved it ever since, says Phoenix 729. Yeah, it is a, we began not too long ago. I started playing in October. Susan started playing like this month, I think.
Literally 3 weeks ago. Literally just like 3 weeks ago today. Because the first day that I played was December 3rd.
So there you go. It's ironic. Greek mythology has always been my Achilles elbow. That's funny. So we don't do a lot of PvP, partially because Susan hates it. But also, we're both, more PvE. Now this is a PvPE game. Your cat, when I looked at him the first time, it looked like, from where he's at in my point of view, he was like hanging onto the mast. Because he's up here in front of the wheel.
Let me go up there and look.
And so we do a lot of more of the PvE stuff.
He's so
with
cute.
With the understanding, of course, that you can't get upset if people just come in and attack you, because like if you're a Reaper, like we can see on this guy's on the map right here, this ship, the Reaper's job is to come in, pick up a gilded voyage. We actually got one. We did the 50 for the Merchant Alliance, right? They all went to Grog Soak Greg, didn't they? Where we got like 20 plants.
I think. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, they all went to Grog Soaked Greg. They were on the island with the vault, right? Weren't they? I feel like that was a different one.
No, we got those from. We got them, I think, from like Plunder, Ancient Spire, went up to Shipwreck Bay, and that's where he was. But we got those, and yeah, that was a ton of renown for Susan, and then of course, we got level 5 before we even left the outpost. Let's see here, Lone Cove, Sailor's Bounty. That's not the only places we're going, is it? Oh, Crescent Isle.
I was gonna say I do not remember.
Yeah, we'll go to Crescent Isle first. How's that? So,
Sounds good.
And so there were some growing pains, but we're doing okay. And I think I got Pirate Legend
Like last week or the week before, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So, okay, it is Northwest. That's what I thought. I can tell you, Susan can tell you that we have like topographical maps and stuff, and I can read those, and we get them from the National Park Service and everything else, and I can read those, and I can tell you where we are, where we're going. I can map it out and everything. I can't read a fucking a pirate map to save my life. But, alright, get back in here. And Phoenix, thanks again for the excitement for the game, which we have really enjoyed. As well as, saying, hey, don't forget to do this stuff, because, sometimes you get that. But,
yeah.
Go. Yeah, it's funny.
Love.
So let's kind of get back in and talk about the Jesus thing. Was Jesus born on December 25th? No, he wasn't. That's a talking on other ships to see how I get away with it. I've done that once, and it was like the first time that I figured out that I could do that. I died. I died. I think I ended up seeing them again, and I was like, good job, guys. That was my first time. They were pretty cool people. But there's a few different things with the birth of Jesus that are important to be considered when it comes to dating. There's a couple of different reasons that it's on December 25th. There are, of course, some Orthodox folks who say that, no, it's actually from January. And that's where you get some of they'll say that because, well, the dating has to do with, like, the first, is that
You below the anchor?
No, you're good. Yes, it is. Has to do with whenever, yeah, it's a canon one too. Whenever he was conceived, right? And then some other folks have to do, well, this is actually when he was born. And so that's why it kind of comes around to this date. It doesn't have anything to do with any of the other things out there that people would say. I just hit
I think you ran aground a little.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. That's rare. That's not something I do on a regular basis. I'm going to get that right.
I mean, it's something that I do on a regular basis. I'm gonna take a storage chest onto the island, even though I know we can't put the treasure on there. But I imagine we're going to find a treasure chest. I think we'll be okay in that. But I'm still gonna take a storage.
Cool. I'm gonna bring some food.
I already have some.
Nice. By the way, for those of you that don't know, tucking on a ship is when you go hide. You go hide on a ship, and whenever you tuck, it looks something like... Now on this ship, I can't do it right there. So you get this little thing right here, and what it does is it hides your nameplate unless somebody is like actively looking for you. Now, mind you, they might be because I'm right next to their sail lines and stuff. They won't be able to see you. A lot of folks will come up here and they'll hide up in the crow's nest, which is when I throw a firebomb up here. Because
there's a keg on the beach.
Oh, yay, my favorite. And see, folks will do this because you can't see, and basically you stay like this, and so you move around, and you do this for a few different reasons. One, if you think people are going to... What you killing over there?
Just
nice.
Just some skeleton.
If you think people are either going to attack you, or as Phoenix mentioned, just to see how long you can get away with it, or if you want to steal some treasure, let them go do all of the work, and then whenever they get to wherever they're going to deliver treasure, you pop down, and you can, because it is a pirate game. Stanley understands. And you pop down and you can kill them if you'd like. Or you could just go and, like, if they're getting, like they get an Athena's chest or something like that, you could just take the chest and go turn that in. I missed the snake. If I missed. Wait, no, I got him. Never mind. Hit Reg got me. Monty doesn't like guns or swords. Oh, I hate this. I think I hate the snakes more than anything else in this game.
Snakes are assholes.
Ah, you motherfucker! I got hit. I got. It was just.
Am I coming to resin you?
No. He bit me. I just said.
Asshole.
I just said how much I hate snakes.
Did you already kill it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was. Yeah. Immediately shot him. I should have shot him again just to fucking make sure. Now, where was I when I was talking about Jesus? Oh, December 25th. All that. Yeah. Welcome to the solstice. All of that. And it has to do with the time of renewal, snake, and things like that as well. With this being, you know, what time of year it is, and those types of, you know, where it's like the time of renewal is now, okay, this is the shortest time, and so now it's going to be moving in to where it's going to get, it'll be lighter, longer, and stuff like that. There's some mythology. Night on the open water is terrifying. Well, no, Brainbug, first off, I hate spiders in real life and also in video games, and you can ask Susan. I have a literal, and also other people, if you've ever been around, whenever I see them on videos or photos. And I will stop playing a game if they are there.
Yeah, can confirm. When we were playing Ark, he actually like wrote into the code, "Hey, no spiders, no scorpions, please and thank you," because I'm not big on scorpions. So he did that.
Yep, I can't do it, and like I can't even look at your Twitter because I think it's your Twitter header and what you have like up there and stuff, like on your stuff, your Twitter stuff. So, what's up, love?
There is all sorts of shit in this cannon robot.
Oh yeah,
There's all sorts of shit in here, and I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. Press dial. There's 2. Yeah, I just can't do it. But in the game, there are no spiders. There are no arachnids at all. Yeah, I just and there's a Sydney funnel web. Just venomous, dangerous. It's Australian, man. Oh. And if people have asked for it in this game, and Rare has been like, it's a pirate game, not a spider game, thankfully. These maps are sometimes so confusing. Yeah, I found it. So, yeah, spiders didn't work for me. I wouldn't play the game. And so, yeah, there you go. Now, let's talk about the cool stuff. Where was Jesus born? Susan, what do you think? Can't hear you.
I keep forgetting that I have to push to talk. Depends on the gospel.
No, the Gospels both say the same thing.
Oh.
But in reality, where was he born?
Syria?
That is, he was first century Palestine. Wouldn't have been Syria at that point, because Galilee didn't become part of the Roman Empire until 93 CE. Well, okay, quote unquote, it was provincial, so had Herod Antipas as its tetrarch. Susan's fishing. She's gonna catch a pondy. But
There was a shiny one in here just a sec. But I'm not gonna catch a shiny one. I'm probably gonna catch that one. The shiny one is.
But the two Gospels, Luke, and actually you're not wrong, Susan, because it does depend on which Gospel you read.
Aha!
It's not explicit in John and Mark, but it is. You can read it and you hear it, or whenever you read it, you can catch that. Especially in my favorite chapter in the Bible, which is the chapter of John, or the book of John, chapter 7.
Super Jesus!
Oh yeah. Secret birth certificate.
Carl is swimming.
Is he?
Or he just was. I just saw his little nameplate. He's in the water right now.
Just don't make no sense.
These pondies are not biting at all.
Oh, that's good. You might get a shoe. This map doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably too far out. Like, I'm too far away from... Like, too close to the rock, I think. Like, too far away from me and too close to the rock.
Maybe. You know, Dwayne, he needs his personal space. No, nothing with that one, huh?
Oh my god.
My hat is fabulous.
I just noticed that it has antlers on it.
Yep, sure does. It has antlers. I don't think it's right here. Look at the map and tell me what you think, because it might be. I think it's actually over to. Oh, you're getting grubs and stuff. There are sharks.
No, I'm just digging.
There are sharks in this game. Yes, there are sharks. There are megalodons. There are kraken. Yeah, I got it. But the two of the Gospels are fairly explicit. Matthew and Millipede. I did see that Millipede you were talking about the other day. The Matthew and Luke are explicit that Jesus was born in this. What's funny is they talk about the city of David, Bethlehem. Now, of course, that is where David was from, or where he was born. But the city of David is recognized as Jerusalem. Oh, yeah, it's further up. It's up here, isn't it? You find it? Yep. Look at that. Susan better at this than me. And they say he was born in Bethlehem. And then you have the Gospel of John.
It's an ashen chest, I think.
It's an ashen?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. And then the Gospel of John in chapter 7 is very specific when they say, how can this guy be a king when he is from Nazareth? You know, this tiny little town, Nazareth. And Mark is also not as explicit, but does say much the same. Your cat is chasing you and unable to keep up, and it's hilarious. Now,
he's got tiny little legs. Can you blame him?
Now, and in reality, it is, I would say, likely that Jesus was born in Nazareth. And we can get that because if you were to, say, read the Gospel of Luke or read the Gospel of John, you find that there's nothing special about him. You find that people are like, he's just a common man, he's not educated. And they'll say that. And that has to do with the disciples as well. They're unread, and you can read that in the book of Acts. How does he know these things if he's just somebody he's a carpenter from Galilee type stuff? And so I would say that the two Gospels are wrong, but they needed Jesus to be born there because of the messianic stuff that you get from the Jewish Bible. And you have the Jewish Bible and you have the Christian New Testament, right? And so they put him in Bethlehem. I do think that they made the mistake because the city of David, of course, is Jerusalem. I'm running around here just looking for things. Snake. Shut up, snake. Don't tell Navardi I'm in here murdering snakes. I don't think she'd be very happy with me. Can I feed the pig? Yes. I fed the pig a tomato. It's a tomato, folks, not a pomegranate. Just saying. That was what I thought it was when I first started playing the game. What you doing, man? Oh, phantoms. Oh, you're down below me. I was like, what the hell's going on here? And so, now, that's what I think and I think that most scholars agree with my layperson perspective there. that I think that Jesus was born in Nazareth. And even if you look at like Joseph, who is his paternal father and stuff like that, which is the only way that he becomes of the lineage of David, by the way, that Joseph has nothing special about him either. So, there are I don't think many reasons to, outside of the two gospels, to think that he was. Don't ever put kegs on your ships, guys. Unless you're me. I am rather proficient with the kegs. Regarding the Star of Bethlehem, I'll get to that in just a little bit. That's the supernatural stuff. When was Jesus born? Because this is actually something that we had an entire video series that is based upon this. We were going to release the final video of this today. It is in response to an old inspiring philosophy video where he attempts to, and in my opinion fairly poorly, try to rectify the census that we find in the Gospel of Luke with what Luke himself says in chapter 1, and then what of his own gospel, and then what...
Found another treasure.
Nice. We're going to have a lot to put on there. And then what, of course, the Gospel of Matthew says. When the Gospel of Matthew mentions, Herod the Great, who at that point was what they actually called Herod the Great the King of the Jews, by the way. That is actually a title that he had. It was bestowed upon him. Phantoms. Phantom, go away. Nobody likes you. What is Phantom? I got one round left for you.
Carl did not like the fact that I just killed a fucking snake.
Oh! He shot me. And so obviously, if somebody is going to talk about the King of the Jews, that would not work in the sense of that's actually the reason that Jesus was crucified, for claiming to be a king. And that's in all four Gospels. And so when we say King of the Jews, it was actually meant something different with Herod the Great, but that's kind of beside the point with this, where the Gospels, the Gospel of Matthew says, yeah, because he was born around the time of Herod the Great. And so that would have been anywhere from, realistically, when we look at the story of the slaughter of the innocents that's found in the Gospel of Matthew, anywhere from around 7 to 4 BCE, because Herod the Great died. It's usually said he's died around 4, and so if you remember the story of the slaughter of the innocents, that happened. All of the baby boys under the age of 2, I think, was the. I went the wrong way. No, I didn't.
I'm filling up with it.
No, dog wasn't. Yeah, I did go the wrong way. No, he wasn't shot by a ghost. He doesn't like guns or swords. He likes ships, though. Is there a phantom up there? Okay. Cool. I was... You may come up there. I got a keg. Yahoo! Oh, yeah, they die. You dead? Oh, I'm gonna fall. Oh, no. No. Damn it. Ow. I fell down. Can't see you. I can't. Okay, I don't think I'm able to get over there in time. I'm carrying a keg. Okay, well, I'm gonna kill him. Scared your cat. I definitely hurt him. So, was Jesus born around the time that's in the Gospel of Matthew? or we were going to release the video, getting back to that real quick, that was the final video. I just found, no, I found the Great Tears. What is that? It's Greatest Star. Yeah. I'm turning that in. I'm not leaving that for anybody. And what we did not today, because as I found out last night, Inspiring Philosophy in April, so obviously I haven't kept up that much, released an updated video about where he defends there's a sloop over there at an outpost where he actually defends the gospel, or defends the census again. And so I figured, and this was a much better, or much more well done video than his first one, and where he doesn't try to use freaking Ramsey and Honer from like the 19th century, which was a mistake. And so we are going to release that once we have the opportunity to kind of go through and look at the video that he created, defending the census, and basically attempting to reconcile the Gospel of Luke with itself and with the Gospel of Matthew, because on its surface, when you read it, and in our opinion, when you go and actually look at the source material and look at his history, that it simply doesn't line up with reality. The Gospels say something different. Luke himself contradicts himself, as I mentioned, from the first to the second chapters. Matthew says that Jesus was born in the time of Herod the Great, and that his family lived in Bethlehem at the time that Jesus was born. Your cat is stuck in a loop. Or am I stuck in a loop?
You're not about to DC, are you?
Nope, I'm not. Well, good.
So it's just the cat then.
Yeah, the cat just disappeared. Good boy, Monty. You're such a good boy. And then you have the gospel, and that was around anywhere from, like I said, like 4 to 7 BCE. Don't you shoot me. Phantom. Got him, he's dead. Again, I guess? He's a phantom. I don't know how that works. And then you have the Gospel of Luke, which first says that Jesus, in the first chapter there, that Jesus was born. So he was born, and so the way that this works out, it's not explicit in the first chapter, but he does mention the days of Herod, and so some people would say that, okay, well, this actually means that it's, during Herod the Great, it's not Herod Antipas. But so... Guy's annoying, but he's very specific because he actually talks about the birth of John the Baptist, and he doesn't, when he mentions because we get the context from the second chapter regarding the time frame. In the first chapter, which is like 50 or something verses long, he talks about John the Baptist. And with John the Baptist being born, there is a parallel with John the Baptist being born and with Jesus. And they line up by, I'm going to get the rowboat and bring those things over. And they line up to where there is John the Baptist comes first, and then, but he is second. Jesus actually, Jesus went right past it. Jesus is born second, but he is, and this is a motif you actually see twice, because you see it whenever Jesus is baptized by John the Baptist as well later on, and that's in all 4 of the Gospels as well, where the Elizabeth, who was Mary's cousin, was 6 months pregnant with John the Baptist when Mary came over, and it apparently just conceived. And so we can line these things up and say, okay, well, this is around that Herod the Great timeline for between 7 and 4 BCE. And then in the second chapter of the Gospel of Luke, what it says is that Jesus was born when Quirinius was the governor of Syria. And that was, of course, in, let's see, what we get that from, we can date that from the Josephus Antiquities of the Jews, because he mentions it if it's 34 years or 31 years after the battle at Actium. And Actium, of course, is when Mark Antony went to war. This is after Julius Caesar was assassinated, and it was after they fought at Actium for who was going to be the emperor, who was going to change things, who was going to be the next Caesar. It was the end of the triumvirate, and so Josephus is able, and we're able with him to date these the census of Quirinius, which aligned with the when the person who succeeded Herod the Great was his son Herod Archelaus, and that was in 4 BCE, and he was deposed and sent to, it was in Italy in 6 CE. So this is a, if you think back, this is a like a 10-year timeline or so, 8 to 10 years. And so during the census of Quirinius, and this is something that in our first series of videos, which there were 4, we had released 3 so far, where we go into an incredible amount of depth and detail, and really it's more of a response to inspiring philosophy than actually, kind of giving our own thoughts on it. And we did a lot of scholarly research on that, and you can go and watch those. It was the first time we really started to kind of use a lot more graphics in our videos and stuff, at least in the, first 2. But you can kind of go and see that we use a ton of source material. But we had our own ideas about that. Hey, Susan, I think we're done here.
Yeah, I'm over by the treasure.
Okay.
That you were gonna come and get, so I can.
Yep. I'm looking at that sloop that's over there. See what he's up to. By the way, yes, my spyglass is red. It's most everybody else's is white. Mine is red. And so it doesn't. Whenever it's at dusk or dawn, it looks, different than everybody else's. There's a reason for that. That mine is red, and hopefully I'll be able to show you that. But I don't think that apologists are correct when they say that, Luke's census actually, the census in the Gospel of Luke actually happened at the same time, when Herod the Great was alive, etc. I think that they are either, some of them being dishonest and reading what they want to into material, or simply are incorrect. I think they're incorrect in their assertion regardless. But I think that, I think that Jesus was born, personally, in the time of Herod the Great. So around that, 7 to 4 BCE time frame. Remember, folks, never take kegs on your ship. And I think that Luke is simply wrong about his dating of, and this is another way that, and by the way, if you ever bring them on your ship, don't put them down here, and don't put them in your crow's nest. Don't do what I do.
He's learned the hard way.
Don't do what I do. The last time that I sunk Maya, it's a lot. The last time, because I think you had already logged off when I sunk the ship last time. I think we had like 6 or 7 kegs in the bottom of the ship, Susan. And what I did is I spaced them out on the ship, and I'll probably do that this evening whenever we're done. I spaced them out on the ship, and I shot the one in the back, and it was amazing. Everything just exploded in succession, and the ship sunk in like 4 seconds. I couldn't even get out my accordion to play it away because it was so fast in enough time. But I think that for a number of different reasons, Luke... Hey, babes, are you here?
I am. I'm just trying to figure out how to set my YouTube to be dark.
Oh, okay. And I do think that this material was, as far as I don't think that the infancy narrative was in the original manuscript that Luke wrote. Now let me say that by saying I don't mean, sorry babes, that I don't mean that it was written later by somebody else, but what I mean is that it was something that was added by Luke later on, the author of the Gospel of Luke later on, and that he didn't intend to, either he didn't intend to include it, or he was trying to figure out where he wanted to include it. And that's important to note, because I think it's pretty obvious to most everybody that kind of like reads it, especially when they get into the writing of Luke, which is just beautiful Hellenistic writing, that it's not part of the introduction. It just seems like it doesn't fit that well. Please, thank you. And that's because it doesn't. And so I think that at that point, whatever may have happened for Luke to add those details later, whatever his reasoning was, that he maybe didn't include them, or maybe he decided because of some things that he had gotten from the Mattean material, the Mattean material, that, oh, we gotta go to the outpost real fast, otherwise I'm not gonna be able to take this. Okay. That he decided to add in the birth narrative where he did. All right, Chest of Sorrow. You... Nope, it's not right now. We'll see what it does. If it does start sobbing, I just need you to be bailing a ton of water. So, because it'll sink your ship in like a millisecond. And he did mess up the dates. Now, the census of Quirinius did occur. It included what became Judea, which was Idumea, and it was a collection of provinces that ended up at in 6 CE, it ended up becoming part of the, it was already part of the Roman Empire, but it ended up becoming really under direct rule instead of like a where there wasn't the taxation, there wasn't the census, and the ruler was somebody who answered to Caesar and had favor and was appointed by Caesar, because Herod the Great was not from Palestine. He was not Jewish, and he upset quite a few people, quite a few Jewish folks.
It's sorry, where is the Chest of Sorrows?
It's up next to the wheel.
My bad.
No, you're good. And I think the census happened there at that point. Now, Luke also gets it wrong, because he says that the census occurred all over the entire world. Now, first off, no. That didn't happen for a number of reasons, because it couldn't have. The Roman Empire was not all over the world. But also, there was never a census that happened that was the entire Roman Empire. Now, some folks that like to say is, well, it was and this is something we addressed, I think, in our first video, that it wasn't the whole Roman Empire. At one time, it was just the Roman Empire that happened. There we go. Got a Chest of Sorrows. That it was one that happened, you know, numerous times. Susans are still just floating away. What? No, babe.
Do you want me to put the anchor down?
No, we're barely moving, babes. Did you already put that stuff on the...
Not yet.
Where's it at? Oh, I was like, you can just leave it there.
I put it on the front of the ship because I thought you were going to stay where you were.
No worries.
Do we want to actually keep the treasure chest until we have more stuff? Because there's only one skull.
Yeah, keep the chest. The census was part of what would end up being like Judea and stuff like that, and that happened in that area so they could take a census of property and stuff like that. And so they had an idea of, because up to that point there was no need for anybody to pay taxes if they were from that area. They didn't pay taxes to the emperor. And there's actually a bit of a misconception there as well that Herod the Great and Herod Archelaus would regularly pay taxes to Caesar. And that's simply not historically accurate.
Keep or sell the gunpowder barrel?
Say what, babes?
Keep or sell the gunpowder barrel?
I'll keep it for now.
Can do.
And so that's a bit of a misconception. By the way, we're leaving these bits of treasure, of loot on here because Susan has to get a commendation where people turn in some of her treasure. I think 11 more pieces, right?
Yeah, because I have 39 of 50.
Yep. And if it gets the commendation, she gets the cool little gift giver, glorious gift giver or something, right? Something like that. And
I'll finally get the nameplate once I get that.
There you go. Yep. And at this point, it became that they were going to have a census, and this was performed by a person who was known as a prefect, and he became, so it's the old Latin words for it, and I'm probably going to really kind of butcher this. The old Latin words. This would have been Idumea Praefectus. Basically, this was a person who was of the, call it equestrian rank, not somebody who was a leader of a huge, band of military folks like legions and stuff like that. This was a person who would do a lot of stuff monetarily. Okay, we're just gonna go with those two above and not have to come back to an outpost yet. That were...
I'm gathering supplies, by the way.
Yeah, you're good. That were... I hope this isn't boring to a lot of people, either me talking or the game so far, because part of the game that we do this is when we're just going to go and get some of the stuff for Susan. We're not doing like any kind of like quest where we go and kill a bunch of things right now. And mind you, we could go over and kill that Ashen Lord. We die. There's only 2 of us and we don't have any tridents.
Oh yeah, we'd definitely die.
Yeah. And, but there's I'm going to pick up a couple of things, that way we can actually go and do them. So I'll get some for the Order of Souls here.
Our time is now.
What time is it? He's my favorite one. Legendary crew of the Black Rover. The Order of Souls costume. Pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't wear it. Seems like it's a bit appropriated, but it's pretty cool looking.
Well, but don't you need like while you have the Order of Souls flag raised, it's a commendation if you put on the whole outfit, right?
Oh, I did it. I did a little bit ago with the merchant one. Yeah. Oops. I didn't tell you, sorry.
Thanks.
Yep. And but we are going to go here after a bit. We're going to go and murder a bunch of skeletons. So, just an FYI with that. I picked some up. I picked up a couple of quests with that from the Order of Souls Love. Because we can definitely bring those back as well. But also, I have to go like back and forth to talking about the game and then talking about the stuff with Jesus and stuff. And I'm sorry if I'm really confusing you or staying off topic and stuff like that. If you have questions, stuff like that, please let me know. Because everybody likes to watch this game and they like to watch people get in fights and stuff. And that's just like not my thing. I don't really ever needlessly attack anybody. But I will defend people who are attacked for no reason. Like if they're sitting in an outpost and they just got into the game, I will go and defend them. But I don't needlessly attack people. I also give away a lot of loot and stuff. I've got over 3 million gold. I don't need any gold. So back to the Jesus thing. So Coponius was the person who actually facilitated the census under Quirinius. Then you have this guy. I guess sailing over there. You had this guy who was Sulpicius Quirinius. This guy was a Legatus Augusti. Oh, cool. No more Reapers. He was a person, like Caesar had appointed him Legatus. He's the commander of legions, right? This guy, he had battles in Antioch. He had battles in Egypt and in all over the Roman Empire. And he even was one of the protectors of the nephew of Caesar. This guy, he was the man. This guy, he was really, really great. And so he went over and he became the governor of the now expanded Syria. So Judea and its bordering provinces that were not Galilee, like the three that were from Herod Antipas and Herod Philip, who were two of the sons of Herod the Great that he didn't murder, they were tetrarchs up in Galilee, Trachonitis, Marichianus, and I said that one wrong, but that's fine, in a lot of those places. And then, of course, and so they were still client kingdoms. They were the same thing that Herod the Great had. How he facilitated everything. And Philip especially was well liked. He was... Are we good to go?
I believe so, yeah. I'm emptying out the wood right now.
Cool.
Into the wood barrel.
Cool. He was especially well liked. Whereas Herod Archelaus, who Caesar honored the will of Herod the Great when he died, but then you have these you had riots immediately because the Jewish people did not want Herod Archelaus for many, many reasons, but mostly because he was not good at his job, and he even more than his father didn't respect Jewish customs. He regularly would not be a good steward of money. That's not to say that he didn't have a lot of it. He did. We went over that in a video. He had a ton of money. That was actually something that happened whenever he was deposed, that Quirinius and Coponius came in and they kind of like took his money. That was a big thing that was an issue in or so, whenever he was originally deposed, that one of the things where let me see what you had. Anyways, Varus, who was the commander in Syria at that time, came down to Jerusalem and had to put down an uprising that was happening. They were trying to get in. They were inside of the temple, they were coming to kill Herod Archelaus. Like, he was not well liked. And so he was eventually deposed. And so you have these two folks. Quirinius came in, and then so did Coponius, and they did this kind of call it a survey, call it a census, whatever you'd like. And that was that they would basically kind of like go around and get folks. They would go up to, you have like census takers and things, and they would go to the either the house, or somebody would go down to the person in their town or the nearby town, and they would say, "Hi, my name is what? My name is," you know, that kind of stuff. I was trying to think of something.
Ah, damn it! I didn't like do my push. I keep forgetting that I have to do push to talk, so I have to be all like, yeah. And anything that I say that's off the cuff and quippy just doesn't get heard, and I'm very sad.
My joke made us lose live viewer. That's fair. You know, that's fair. And they would go to like the census taker in their town or the nearby town. They would go there, and they would say, "This is my name. This is where I live. This is what I do. This is how old I am. This is my family. This is my property." By that, they mean my actual property, and then their spouse was property. Please don't get skeleton in this fort. I can't handle it right now. I do want to go back to that fort, though. I need to go and get some more kegs. Again, folks, don't carry kegs on your ships.
Just don't fucking do it.
If you end up playing this game, or if you already do, you already know what I'm talking about. Don't carry kegs on your ship. It's a bad idea. But also, I do it because I don't listen to myself. And during the census, they went all over Judea, and it wasn't for military service, it was for taxation. The Jewish people were exempt from military service, which was interesting in the Roman Empire, but they were exempt from military service. A lot of times the census would be for that reason. The Jewish folks, they were exempt from the military service. And so they would have this census actually happened. The cat is having the best time in front of this wheel right now. Let me tell you.
He's just so fucking cute. He really is.
Oh, he is.
He's just an adorable little kid. Oh my god, he's facing where we're going. That's
Yes,
adorable.
yeah.
You want me to pull the sails?
Yeah, go ahead. Now, so the census actually happened. So congratulations, Luke. You got that one. Give me just a little bit of sail. Tiny bit.
How's that?
That should be good. And I'm just going to go up on this side of the island. And so he got that part right. And it happened when Quirinius was, yeah, if you want, you just all the way, was governor of what was now expanded Syria, because Judea became part of Syria at that point. And so the census actually happened. And the census, you know, it didn't take a ton of time. It certainly didn't take 14 years, which is an apologetic I've heard, in an attempt to say, this is something from like Daryl Bach over at Dallas Baptist, right? That's where he's at?
I think So I know wherever he is, it's off of North Central Expressway because that's the example that he used.
Yeah, that's I believe Dallas Baptist. That is. Those are what that is. But Daryl Bach says, and he was a proponent of this very, very fringe theory that they began the census like in 4 BCE, and then it was completed much like an expressway is completed, like 10 to 12, 14 years later. Actually, hold on one second, I gotta do this. I hope this is on this screen. Nope, it's not. Hey, look, it's me. Where?
I am now renowned level 78.
Nice. There, get that back to the correct color pattern. Sorry, I had that to where it would go into night mode. And that simply is inaccurate. It simply is not at all part of what would have happened in reality. Oh, I have to put the skeleton quest on the ship. Will you do me a favor and come back and vote on that, please?
Yes, give me half.
Now, was there a census that would occur somewhere around every 14 years? Yes. And that would happen across the empire. It wasn't always at the same time. And you can imagine the outright just calamity of having that happen, across the entire empire every 14 years. Oh, you beat an ocean crawler. Nice.
I did.
Hey, Richard, welcome in, and Merry Christmas and peace and respect to you as well. I hope you're having a wonderful evening, or what time is it? 9 o'clock? I imagine it's 9 o'clock everywhere. So, but the idea there that it took a long time is just a like I mentioned, like a fringe position. Is not accepted by any critical scholar. I hate these maps so much. Susan, I hate these maps. I think that I'm... Oh, okay, I was like, what the hell?
Is that at this island?
I don't know. You can look at it. It's in your yeah, your radiable.
Nope. So the one with 4 of them.
Yeah.
Lossi Kaczynski, Katarina Ninetails, Grog, Swillen, Dylan, and Captain Shipwrecky Hewitt is at Crescent Isle.
Oh, we were just there.
And then Captain Ill Manners Smith is at Mermaid's Hideaway.
Okay, I love Mermaid's Hideaway.
Did you find any of the treasure yet?
This doesn't make any sense. Like, we are at Sailor's Bounty, yeah? I'm not just seeing things?
To my knowledge, yes. We're at this island that is the multiple islands.
I could see the screen, and I'm just like, me looking at this map, trying to figure things out. And then I imagine people are like, this dude is an idiot. Yeah, I found another little ammo crate. But to get back to that, while I'm ineffectively trying to figure out a treasure map, I'd be a really bad goonie, by the way. Let me tell you. Susan. Goonie.
I mean...
Like, it just would not work out for me. Okay. Is it right here? Did I get... I'm on the wrong side of the island, babe. Yeah. Like I said, I can't... I can read topographical maps just by like glancing at them. I can't read a fucking pirate treasure map to save my life. But the census occurred in 6 BCE. Or CE, sorry. I think it's like nice. How much is in there?
17 to 50.
Nice. Where's this thing at? There's the trees. Skellies. Oh, hey look, it's a gunpowder skelly. I found an ammo crate, didn't I? Yeah. It happened in 6 CE, and it required folks to register at this census. Yeah, Richard, I know. Ow! You dick! Now, the issue with this, of course, is Satanists can cook. Who knew? Is that the census, again, was between 8 and 10 years after the death of Herod the Great. And it was at the same time that Herod Archelaus was deposed, and so it makes sense. But it was around the 8 to 10 years after Herod the Great died. And then so that's an issue, and that runs contrary to what Luke himself, the author, says in chapter 1 of his gospel. And it also runs contrary to the Gospel of Matthew, which is very explicit in that all of this occurred within a couple of years before the death of Herod the Great. Because if we remember the slaughter of the innocents that's mentioned in Matthew was any boy under 2 and under, right? I think that's
I think so.
I think that's the I'm telling you, it looks like it's up here. I'm just like I know it. Around the curve.
We might be using different.
There's a little hiccup.
We might be using the 2 different maps right now.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So I'm.
I'm just gonna shoot him. And sword line. And so the two gospels are not in agreement with one another. And then of course, okay, 2 and under. Thank you, Richard. And then of course, even Luke himself doesn't agree. So the attempts to reconcile this are interesting, to say the least. Now, I have not had the chance to go through and watch Inspiring Philosophy's newest video, which he again released in April. I didn't know about it until yesterday or last night when I went and searched for something and it happened to come up, because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't misquoting him, because I think that type of honesty is important. But what we also get in there is from these folks, like the apologetic, I think is just that. It's an apologetic. Look, this. Yeah, this shit don't make no sense. Let me just go ahead and say that.
I got grubs, so there's that.
There's a little island right there. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the 7th island, and it's right there. Right there. Cool. Right there. Let me go around. Stupid little island here. Because what they also try to do is then say that this other thing is true, and this has to do, and it's amazing how much scholarly research. What's up? Yay! Where you at? Remember just to get... Oh, wake up, you stupid crap. You know what? Oh, this is gonna hurt a lot. Wait, how come I didn't pick up the keg again?
Am I gonna need to come and res you?
No, well, maybe a little bit. Ow! Here.
I'm bringing you the other keg with.
Oh no!
Oh,
He killed himself. We're good. Blew his ass up with the... Oh god, I thought to... Yeah.
you thought I was a fucking skeleton, didn't you?
Well, no, I didn't. I was like, wait a second, what's going on here? Ooh, Ruby Siren Gem. Then the other thing they try to reconcile is the fact that what else it says, with again, there's so much scholarly research on this topic that it's just ugh. Is that what they said was, again, the Gospel of Luke is very explicit in found it. In that yes. In that Joseph and Mary, the parents of Jesus, so Jesus Christ.
Joseph and Mary Christ.
Yep, Jesus Christ, son of Joseph and Mary Christ, lived in Nazareth. And of course, so is the Gospel of Mark, and so is the Gospel of John. They're very explicit in this. Although when I say very explicit, not as much as Luke is. John, I think, is easy to see. Mark's is not so easy, but it's him being of no stature. There's nothing, if you read the Gospels, that would suggest, if one of them did not say it, that Joseph was of any royal lineage. So that the reason that this was important in the Gospel of Luke was because even though they were from Nazareth, Jesus had to be born in... Not like a pomegranate. First off, this is a tomato.
Tomatoes, thank you.
It's the joke there. I'll tell the joke in a second. Leave me alone. The reason for that is because the Gospel of Luke says for Jesus to be born in Bethlehem from Nazareth, what we have to do is look at this historically, and what he was able to do was reconcile this by putting Jesus, or or by having the same time. He said, oh, the census is here. So what happened was that they had to go down and register for the census, and then
I found the other one. Or I found, because I think you just dug up one. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I think you just dug up one on the same map, and I found the other one that's way down the very, very southern island.
I thought I was on the final island. I just actually looked at that island and everything. And said that they had to go down to... They had to go down to Bethlehem because Joseph was of the line of David. Hey, you. Oops, I got it. And he needed to go and register down in his town. And his town, of course, when he mentions that, is Nazareth. When the gospel mentions his town, it's Nazareth. And so he has to go down. Oops. He has to go down and register in Bethlehem. Okay. Oh God, there's two of them. This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna hurt me a lot, I think. Ugh. I shot the first guy? Boom!
Was that the one that I took you earlier?
No.
There was another one. Oh, did it? Is there a Blondie one behind me, or was that you?
That wasn't me. It's a blunderball. He shot a rock. Bethlehem, House of Bread, or the Constellation House of Bread, i.e. Virgo. Seems like it just needed a plot device to have Jesus in one place and born in another. The author clearly didn't care about facts. Perhaps Genesis is describing a baseball game. Beginning, Eve stole first, Adam stole second, Cain struck out Abel, the giants and the angels were rained out. That's funny. But, well, Luke did, the author of the Gospel of Luke did know that Jesus, again, much like what they knew from the other Gospels, is that Jesus was from Nazareth. This is actually part of what we get with historical probability, in that Jesus was from somewhere. All four Gospels mention that he is from Nazareth. And so that's something where we say, okay, well, a king can't come from Nazareth. It's something that they wouldn't have written later, because later on they would have said that he was actually from Bethlehem. Just like David, except he wasn't. He was from Nazareth.
Ephrathah?
Ephrathah.
We need to set up our little Google Home Minis.
And that, of course, comes from the book of Micah, chapter 4. Oh, yay, phantoms. No phantom. Don't shoot me. Ah. Well, Richard, I don't know about all that. I know that Nazareth was an actual town at the time, and so I don't know about the rest of the stuff there. If it's true, cool.
Babe, there's more stuff over here. Do you want me to grab it and take it over there, or do you want to get the robot?
The robot makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
So we cleaned out all the maps, yeah, the 2 maps.
Let me make sure.
Nope, there's one more, and there's one up. One's up north and 2 are down south. I'll go up. You're going up north? Okay.
Yes, I'm going up north. And
so he had to be born in Bethlehem. And this was the reason, again, that... Where'd you go? Ow, you... No, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I sliced her. Bethlehem is not part of Nazareth. Bethlehem is a short walk from Jerusalem. Nazareth is at least a day and a half walk north of Jerusalem. The 2 are not the same.
I found it. I think it's an Ashen chest.
It is an ashen chest, yes. It's not a treasure chest, it's just an ashen chest. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Now, the issue that we run into again is that Jesus or Joseph would not have been required, and you've probably heard this quite a bit, would not have been required to go down to Jerusalem or Bethlehem, really anywhere, because he lived, as I mentioned, in Nazareth, which was in Galilee, which was again ruled by the Tetrarch Herod Antipas, who was the son of Herod the Great. And oh, you died. I'm not gonna make it there in time. You can just go to the ferry. Go to the ferry of the damned. I've already been there twice, so because Galilee again did not become part of under the full rule of Rome. Ow. Until ow, holy shit. There's like 5 phantoms here. My goodness, did they kill you and then come find me? I don't have any food left. Babe, they're trying to kill me. Oh, I have a sliver of health. Oh, wood and a... I'm gonna die.
I'm running.
Because it wouldn't come... Oh, yep, there he is. It would not become part of the... Yep, I died. Under the official 100% Roman rule, like, it would... Because it didn't have the Tetrarch anymore, it would have been the governor of the province of Galilee until 93 CE, and that's quite a ways, obviously, from... At least I think it's 93. It's in the 90s. Quite a ways from 6 CE. Do you have any blunder bombs or any... Yeah, you may want to throw those at them. If you have fire bombs, don't throw them in the water. That shit, fuck hell. No, you're good. And thus, because of that, they would not have been required to move because of a census. And certainly not back to their ancestral homes, regardless of whether they were related to King David or otherwise. And so that poses a fairly significant problem. Because even if one were to say this census, and they say was the first one under Quirinius, it was, again, it's Publius Sulpicius Quirinius. That was his full title. The Legatus Augusti. Hey, you got one of them. I'm coming. And even if it were in 6 BCE, well, there wouldn't have been a census anyways. I should have brought my blunderbomb. Blunderbuss. Turn around, you dick. Because there wouldn't have been a Roman provincial census in 6 BCE. Because with Herod the Great being the king, that's right, all over. Oh God, I was like, what the hell? Okay, so let me explain the tomato thing.
That was the dorkiest, weirdest fucking laugh I've ever done in my life.
Let me explain this. When I first started playing this game, I didn't look at them. I just saw they were red and said tomato. I didn't realize they were pomegranates. So I called them tomatoes because they look like tomatoes. And so that's why. And because of that, I have not and will likely never... Uh-oh. Did you see that FPS movement? What the? I got him when he comes over the hill. I blew him up. So there is no point in time when Jesus, or what did the monk say? What did the monk who saw the face of Jesus in the tub of margarine say? Mm-hmm.
Holy Olio? I can almost guarantee you that's it. Damn it!
Not Buddha. That's
I think Holy Olio is also funny because Olio is what my grandmother called margarine. There's a little cave down here.
Oh yeah, that's the one. This is where we remember where I had to go down there and there's a fuck ton of booby traps.
Oh yeah, I hated that.
Yeah, it's where I had to go and defeat like 60 fucking skeletons. That was what, the Wild Rose one?
No, because that's one that Laura and I were doing with you, and I don't remember what it was. I think it was just a regular. Well, I don't know.
I can't. That's funny. Susan, I'm a mile away from you. I can't. Sorry. So there's the thing there is that again, Joseph wouldn't have had to would not have had to made the trek. Does that sound right? Made the trek from Galilee down to Jerusalem or Bethlehem. And as we have gone over, and we did this multiple times because I could not figure out the number, right? Are you getting chased by an ocean crawler? Oh, God. No, he hit a rock. Now he's dead. I got 20. How many you got? Nice. I think I've killed a lot more of them than you have. Well, that's right, because I remember I went down into a siren treasure the other night after.
I like the fact that.
Did I get him? I got all of them. That's funny. Oh, I didn't get him. Did I forget how to shoot or something? So, there is, and especially he wouldn't have had to take Mary. The Phantom just killed the skeleton. Uh-oh. No, bullets.
There's an ocean crawler that's kind of chasing me, but I'm trying to, like, find a barrel to find a fucking firebomb. Oh, there he is. There's another one.
So, the attempts to reconcile this are numerous. And this has to do with the problem, and it is a problem in my opinion, of the idea of biblical inerrancy. Here is the thing. The Bible, the New Testament, the Gospels can get things wrong, right? And because man is, as we are aware, fallible, right? Right, we are, aren't we? I think so. I mean, I'm not. But, like, men in general are. Aha, there it is. And you can say, Luke got this stuff wrong. And still say, yeah, and that's, even with that being the case.
I got him.
Like, is that
I thought I got him. I didn't got him.
I was like, is that a good thing? No, yeah. And still, and for it to still be that Jesus is still, you know, the Messiah, the anointed one of God. It's still possible for that to be true. And in fact, to say that it's not is simply denying reality. It's a tu quo qui fallacy. Tu quo qui fallacy. To say that just because one thing is wrong, it validates the entire premise, or not just a premise, but the entire argument. That's a fallacy. In fact, you could get, God dang, that thing scared the shit out of me. You could get, literally, I pooped my pants. Well, the issue, of course, Richard, asking the question over there, is do we really need them to be internally or inwardly consistent or coherent? Can't they be four independent? I'm gonna try it. Babes, I'm coming. Or Jordy. Come back to me! Yes! A Jesus-ter! Stop it. Ow. You just die? Ow, what the hell? Oh my god, stop hitting her! What the? Oh, am I having... No, I'm not doing this again. Okay, I'm all right. Too quick. And, you know, the issue... Now, they aren't independent. Well, and Maya, I think that one could possibly say that, but this also comes down to the...
That one, there's one more behind him.
Yeah, solid. It also comes down to the fact that each claim stands on its own merit. There. Oh, wait, why isn't he... It's like he didn't even know I was there.
Nice!
Did you see that? Like, he didn't know I was there.
Yeah, that was weird as shit.
And so each merit counts as on its own, or each claim, you know, is based on its own. There's something else down here. Yep. But yes, I would agree that it becomes more dubious. But it can still be. And I think this is actually now it is more of an issue for biblical inerrantists, people who think the Bible's inerrant. And that's actually the problem with when we talk. He's right. Oh, he's gonna die. Missed. Look out, he's got a keg. Keep running. Susan was on fire. That woman's on fire. And
So it's a good thing that I had that
Here.
snake.
Susan, here. Take the tomato. Thank you. But the biblical inerrantists are at a distinct disadvantage here, and this is where the idea, or that I get, where there's
Are you getting the robot?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. The game is fun regardless. I mean, we're just over here. We're literally doing PvE. We're not fighting any humans, and we're still...
It's still fun.
Richard, I don't think that you are, but I think you and I are talking about a different Bible. Richard says, I'm a biblical inerrantist. Not in the conventional sense that you know I'm talking about. But this is, again, where we see, in my opinion, some of the... You start with the false premise. If you are a biblical inerrantist, or if you are just automatically a believer, right? Where, say, my job here, and this is intellectually dishonest. My job as a believer is to attempt to reconcile something. Even attempting to reconcile the internally inconsistent, or the internal inconsistencies of the Gospel of Luke by itself, not to mention, oh no, my rowboat here, not to mention the issues that are posed when attempting to reconcile it with known history, but also with the other Gospels, the Gospel of Matthew specifically. That's right. Right beside you, Susan. To your left. Oh. Ow, you mother... Oh yeah, that one was gonna be mine. I was like, I wanted to make it slow and painful, but I decided to go ahead and go with the murder him with my pistol. Should have brought the chest. Oh, do we have a kick? No. Yeah, there's two of them behind you. There's two of them back there. I need this. is attempting to reconcile. There's a ammo crate right over here. Reconcile this becomes, in my opinion, Monty, calm down, bud. I got it. Because it's simply not historically accurate. And I think it's okay to say that Luke got this wrong. Just the census by itself. And committing so much time to something that, I'm not joking, is, I think, 4 verses in the gospel. I shot him in his forehead. Doesn't even... Well, I think that's a really good question, Maya. Why, why try to reconcile it? It clearly wasn't meant. Well, it's historiography more than anything else. It's a historical, part of it is a historical biography. It's where we actually get the only place that we get the stories of the life of Jesus are. Did I just?
Yes, you did. I'll get out and push.
Well, no, push us forward. Come on. See if I can get us. We can push us forward. We go forward. Press F.
I'm sorry, I keep
or
not
F or
pushing.
Q or something. Let me see. Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw what Susan just did to me? Will you take it around the left then, or don't go forward, take it around the left. So D and Q. But what it becomes, Maya, and you're not wrong about this, is something that is an issue historically, where if the stories that we, well, no, because it continues to. Are you doing Q and D together? That's your tight turn. There we go. Just you just go around, like go straight back and around to the left or your right. And it's what we know is that Jesus being born in Nazareth, and it's one of those things where you say, okay, well, I accept the things that are, historically plausible, where this one certainly is not, at least in the way that Luke says it. And Luke, I think there could have been a census, but Luke may have been wrong about the necessities. It was just him getting Jesus down there. And of course, most critical scholars, again, which I am not, don't accept that narrative that there was the census, and because of that, that's how Jesus got born in Nazareth. And of course, then they wait that week, and then they go get Jesus circumcised in the temple, and then Mary goes through purification for a month, and then they go back to their home in Nazareth. And of course, that is quite a bit different than what we see. You can leave them in the rowboat, love. Oh, yeah. Yep. And that is quite a bit different than what we see in the Gospel of Matthew, which is implicit. It specifically says that it was during the reign of Herod the Great. Or actually, let me go back a little bit, because we have an issue, a few more issues actually. Is Mary was, hey Gary, great to see you, my friend. We don't talk enough. Mary was the mother of Jesus. Hold on, let me see where this.
I need to make some food real quick.
Okay.
Because I'm real hungry.
Okay. And as the mother of Jesus, right? There are the stories that exist in Matthew and Luke are that she was betrothed to Joseph. Yeah. And that she became pregnant by, depending on which gospel you read, whether she was told by the angel Gabriel or whether Joseph was told. That one kind of depends, because Matthew says that Joseph learned of it in a dream, and in the Gospel of Luke, Gabriel first appears to Zechariah. And that's, of course, in chapter 1 of the Gospel of Luke, and tells him, hey, you and your wife Elizabeth, and this is the cousin of Mary, you're going to have a son, and he's going to be blessed by God, anointed by God, all that really cool stuff. He's not going to be the anointed one, because of course that is the Messiah, that is Jesus. And the reason they say that, obviously, is because the Son of God, and we get this from 1 Samuel chapters. Hey, babe. Yeah. There he is. Oh. If you want to. Wait, hold on. I want to shoot him with these. Well, you gotta do me a favor. Take that cannon. You gotta wait for it. They hit us with a jig ball. Cool, thank you. Yeah, do me a favor, make sure that we're not crashing those rocks. Oh, fucking missed. Why didn't I take any cannonballs? Yeah, they affected. Is that they were betrothed to be married, and of course the idea of how old Mary was comes from both Jewish custom at the time. Hey there! Thank you so much. We are doing fabulously. Thank you so much for saying that. We hope you are having
Oh, he sunk.
a great day and a great holiday.
He sunk, didn't he?
As well. Yeah, you want to get the stuff?
Yee.
Okay. Go back to what I was saying here is that in Jewish custom at the time, there he goes. There's his son. Yeah. That.
Yes, Gary, you should. This game is fun. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but it's fun.
Gary over there. Gary, you just find me on Xbox, dude. I'll play with you.
I feel like I did not catch the sarc.
No,
Hi, Adrian. I've been very silent because I have to do push to talk, so I'm just like, I always forget about it. Are we on the... Which side are we on?
be on the right side. Just stab it. Man, we went into the swells, didn't we? My goodness, that was trippy right there. The boat just... Oof. How can you multitask? Hey, Claire, is good to see you.
Yeah, I was like, did you not realize that that's Claire?
No. No, I didn't. sorry.
Are there any explodey
There
kegs?
should not be any kegs in there. No. I've only ever seen it one time, and that was like directly after the time that I told you that there are never any kegs in these. Is that Mary was around 14 when she was betrothed. So, you know, I'm over here. So, you know, not great for consent and all that really cool stuff. Ooh, I got a trident. Usually 2 tridents in these. And then a couple of years later, she then is to be married and all that stuff. Yay, grog. Ah!
You just fell off the boat because you're drunk.
Yeah, I did. Oh, good times. And oh my god. She is a, you know, now it's mentioned that when she is betrothed, she is a virgin, which makes sense because that was the almost really kind of like the requirement at that point. Like Matthew mentions it, that if Matthew does mention this, say what? That was it.
I think that one's volcanic rock.
Yes. Oh, it's extraordinary minerals, but yes. Oh, there's only one thing in there. Nice. So, Matthew is very explicit in the Jewish custom that, and this is something you could read in you know, the Hebrew Bible, that if this had happened, that she became pregnant before they were married, this is a capital offense. As in, they could either execute 5 p.m. home for moving. Hey, Merry Christmas, Gary. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday, my friend. Definitely get at me on Xbox. You can see that I am. Oh, I said check it out here. I'll do this for you. There you go. You can see. Oh, you can't see my name. That's okay. Looks cooler at night, anyways. I am PDX. So PDX Corgi Dad, and there it is up here on the top right. PDX.
I think we only got 1 trident.
Claire, you were over our way and you didn't come see us?
I take that as a personal insult, honestly.
I do too. And by the way, any of you can find me on Xbox and we'll play whatever you want, kind of. And so, like, either Mary or Joseph, or unlikely to be both of them, but would have been executed by a stoning, and this, of course, comes from Jewish customs at the time, which was not unique, by the way. Now, monotheism was fairly unique, but you know, and a lot of things were hedonistic, but not everything. And Matthew, of course, says she became pregnant, and Joseph found out about it and was like, he had a mind to, quote, put her away, basically hide her so that nothing happened. And because he was very much her senior, and if you read the story over in the Proto-Gospel of James, which again is fabulous. That was like 1,000 years after Jesus had died, but it's still an amazing read. Kind of like the story of Adam and Eve.
Adrian, you totally should. I know you retracted it, but you should totally play.
Yeah, it's free with Game Pass. Oh, you should have. Got some, I think, barrels of plenty up on the starboard side. Coming up. There's probably some fish in there. Let me Let me see if I can slow us down in time. I'm not going to be able to, so I'm just going to hit the anchor when we get... Oh, gosh. Yeah, swing her around. Oh, God. I went too far. Now it's on the left side. I was doing my best not to... Yeah. Just putting up the sail real quick. Yeah, Richard, that's in the Proto-Gospel of James, it says that Joseph was already advanced in age and already had multiple children. And so that is also used to say, oh, well, Mary never had sex. Ever. She remained a virgin forever. And where's it at? Oh, wow. And that simply is something that... I got it. Yeah. I have a new grandbaby in Seattle. Hey, I might be visiting Seattle on a fairly regular basis soon. Yep. Find out here in the next couple of weeks or so. Now, to put her away, and then, of course, in the Proto-Gospel of James, they end up finding out because they go into there it is. They go into a cave in the middle of the desert, and yep. And Mary is in labor, and Joseph runs off and finds. You gotta go up. Can you get it to the right a little bit? No. Okay.
I'm as far right as I can go.
What?
Which, you know.
Freaking Republicans. I'll take it from here. There we go. Susan, come back. Come back. Harpoon me. Woohoo! Now, what we see is, again, in Matthew or in the Proto-Gospel of James, he goes off to find the midwife to help with the birth. I knew that the storm was right there, and I still did it. Now.
So you did it on purpose, is what you're saying.
I meant I had a mind to look over and see, and then they go down, or they're from Bethlehem at that point. Remember that Matthew is Bethlehem, where Luke is they're from Nazareth, and Luke is correct in that. And Matthew is what's up, babes?
Did you burn the chicken?
I didn't cook any chicken. I saw you pick up chicken off of the beach, Susan.
It must have been. Well, I picked one up, but I didn't burn it.
Aren't there skeletons here?
Yes, there are.
I see a keg. Yep, they're off to our left. No, I see a keg off to the left. Oh, yeah, he's holding one. There's 2 kegs off to the left, one on the beach. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I'm currently cooking.
You're good. I'm gonna go on shore and start being nasty. And this is complex logic. Richard, I love you, man. And that Matthew is explicit in that she's still a virgin when they go down, or when they go to, he has property there. They stay in a house because it is his property, and that she's a virgin when she gives birth. The story in the Proto-Gospel of James is better, by far. But then you read the Gospel of Luke, and in chapter 1 of the Gospel of Luke, what we get is a bit of a different story. So we have Zechariah, right? Oh, great. I'm just gonna, see if I can do this. I got it. No. Nope, I got to shoot up a flare. And the angel Gabriel comes to Zechariah, who's a priest, and says, "Hey, yo, check it out." And this is
Flares in the bottom.
Yep. I love these stories so much because they are. This is so Gabriel comes and he talks to Zechariah, and of course freaks him the fuck out because he's like, "Yo, Zechariah, what's up?" And Zechariah's like, "Holy shit, who is this?" Which makes sense. I got you, little bitch. Which makes sense because that's what you would say if a fucking angel shows up right in front of you, even if you're. Now, interesting is his response because, you know, he is a priest in the Jewish church. Great. And thus is, you know, he would have, like, angels and stuff is something that he would know about. If you're going to do it now. You're fine. How come they always chase you? Oh. Shoot their legs, please. Yep. Oh, you better go. How did you not die? Oh. Yeah, you did. And he says, "Hey, don't be afraid." Got it. I got it. Don't be afraid, because I bring you, you know, the good tidings of great news type things. And he says, your wife is going to get pregnant and going to give you a son. And he's like, "How is this possible? Because I'm old as shit. And she barren because she old as shit too." And Gabriel's like, "Motherfucker, do you not know that I am literally like the angel of God? How you gonna doubt Jesus, you anti-priest mofo?" And then he says, "Because of that, guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be all mute and whatnot until your son is born, and you're gonna name his ass John." And Zechariah is taking forever and got him in the temple and shit. And he comes out, and people realize that he's mute and everything. Snake, I missed him. And he has to give him like sign language to. He has to write things basically because he's mute. Well, then it says, you know, when Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant, Gabriel then visits Mary, and he says to Mary, "I knew it," is what he said. They're the. Yep. Says, "Don't be afraid, because, you know, I'm from God and all that shit." And Mary's like, "All right." And he said, "You found favor with God, and you're gonna give birth to the Messiah." And she's like, how is this possible? Because I have never known a man. Yes. Gotcha. And Gabriel's like, don't you worry about that, because the shadow of the Lord is going to overshadow you, and you're going to become pregnant. And Mary's like, "Cool, so be it. That sounds great. May God use me. However, it's like I have a choice in all this anyways. Y'all already told me what's going to happen." Ooh. Yeah, I found a coral. Wow. And Gabriel's like, "Cool." So then it immediately says that it was in the, like, it automatically goes, and it says in those days, Mary went and she in the 6th month of her cousin Elizabeth's pregnancy. I can't find. I thought there was a ammo crate over here. Or ammo chest. Is there not? I just ran like a mile away from the island. Where do we get that version of the Bible? It's the Nathaniel copy. Honestly, it's the best version. Oh no. Okay. It is. I mean, you know, if I had a version of the Bible, I'd want me. Love you too, babes. And then it says she got up and she went, and it was in the 6th month.
There's more skeletons over here.
Oh yeah,
on this side of the island.
Yeah, we're dealing with 4 captains. Hey Nick, welcome in. Happy Mary.
Happy whatever.
It's 10 o'clock here. I forget where you are, and I'm not going to dox you because I'm not a shitty person. Hope you are either having a great holiday, jerk off adva, wet girls are here. Oh, love face, you're the best. And it was in that. Hey mods, you wanna? And Susan, what are you doing over there? Very festive. It's 1 a.m. here. Yeah, awesome. Whatever you are celebrating, hope you are, you know. That jelly is on fire. Oh, they're the. He has one. Dude, I hit him in the face with the fireball. There we go. And then Elizabeth says to Mary, you know, blessed is you who found favor. There are, all 3 of them over here. Woo! In the Lord, because the seed in your womb, or the fruit of your womb, or whatever, of your loom, if you will, is super duper going to be awesome, and it's going to come and save the people. You know, all the basic things. And then what we hear, it automatically transitions over to the census in the next chapter. And oh no, it's Mary's song. Oh, there's ammo pouches over here, love. Oh no, oh did you? I don't know. I can get to you. Oh yeah, no, because I don't have enough health either. And cool. Hey guys, what's up? Oh yeah, that's right. Eat that banana. Oh, I missed. Don't shoot me. And mother freaking yeah. Richard, I'm fighting against skeletons that are made out of fool's gold, and there's phantoms and other skeletons in the game. I don't really kind of doubt these things. Oh no, I went to the ferry. And then what it says is that they went down from Nazareth to Bethlehem, which is the city of David, which I've stated is Bethlehem is not the city of David. It's never referenced that way. The city of David is Jerusalem, but they needed it to be. But they needed it to be the city of David. That is, of course, where David was born, but the city of David is always known as Bethlehem. Or, I'm sorry, Jerusalem. And oh, there we go. And so what it says is Joseph went down to to Bethlehem because of the census, and his betrothed Mary was pregnant and was about due. And why didn't I bring the blunderbuss? I just like took out like there. Yeah, yes, definitely we're ascending to the next level of I guess souldom. And what I think is,
Did you already pick up all of the
yes,
the stuff they dropped?
mm-hmm. Damn, there's 2 skulls in there. Man, we should have had the freaking Order of Souls emissary knowing about this nonsense.
Right.
Meh, no big deal. And so then, what I find interesting about this part of the Gospel of Luke is when it's mentioned, if you had not read the Gospel of Matthew, and if you had not heard an apologetic of Isaiah chapter 8, verse 18, you would have, in my opinion, no reason to assume that Mary was still a virgin, or that Mary, 2 of them, hilarious. Oh, I'm out of, nothing. Where you want to? Oh, cool. That Mary, like you would, there. No, you got one of them. That, nice. That Joseph was the one that got Mary pregnant. There's no reason to assume, and if it stands by itself, there is no reason to assume that she was pregnant any type of supernatural way, because all she says is that how's this possible? Because I've never known a man. And what does Gabriel say? That the Holy Spirit will come upon you, and the shadow of the Lord, or shadow of God, will overshadow you. And I think one has to actually look into, like, has to see it in the text, and because there's also this thing. Oh, okay. I'll leave it alive. That it's like Mary has to be. Oh yeah, there's no way you can hit it with a cannon. That Mary basically has to be a virgin based on everything else that's written. Of course, Joe got her knocked up. Stinking president. And that is something again that I find, damn babes, hell yeah. Because it's something Susan and I were talking about the other day, is, no, shoot me. I'm holding one. There you go. Yeah, I'm picking them up. Oh yeah. Oh, Nick, I don't disagree with that. If you're gonna do anything, if you're going to make an excuse as to this. Now, mind you, I don't think that you did hit the dog. I don't think that this happened at all. I think that you dick. That the story was, that this part of the story was added later, obviously. You started with 3. How many are you at now?
Oh, I started with 1.
Really?
I'm at 18 now.
Whoa. You actually, in my opinion, have to see it in the text in order for it to, like, you have to see it because you've been told about it, or because you've read something from the book of Isaiah, chapter 8, verse 17. But then you have to look at it and say, well, does the book of Isaiah actually say in that chapter 8 that is it actually talking about what we got so much shit back here. What
Someone's really gonna love us, honestly, with how much shit we're gonna give them.
look, we leave in like 11 or 12. They can get their 11 and enjoy themselves. But in my opinion, and I think a lot of the opinions of a lot of those critical scholars, which again, I'm not, Isaiah 8:17 doesn't actually say that. And so it's almost shoehorning it in. It's not the same thing as what Matthew does with Nazareth, obviously. Matthew is, let's just say, not great at the whole sometimes translation thing. Mark has some of the issues with going from Aramaic to Greek, right? In a couple of different areas. Hey, babes, we need to figure to take 5 things. So exotic soaks, we're going to take 5 things and bury them on the island here. And Claire, I actually do not agree with that part. I mentioned that at the beginning. While the stories of Jesus' birth have like those mythical elements, especially what we see in Luke because he's Hellenistic, I don't subscribe to the idea that they are based upon those myths. I believe that they are standalone. Now I've got things to do here, Skelly. The stories there in making her a virgin have to do with like a purity thing. But then we look at that, and there's no way that if I read that again and say, okay, well, he is from Joseph, who is of the house and line of David, right? Well, okay, that's great, but how is that if an homage? How is Jesus of Nazareth of the house and line of David if his father is not Joseph? So I actually think that now virgin birth stories are not unique. This one's a little bit different because of, now they're not, the light of time's not the same as, that's a barnacled castaways chest. We're keeping that one. Ashen castaways chest. Cool. What's up?
Oh, what?
I think that Luke, the way that he writes, because he omits a lot of these things, sometimes for various reasons. He says a lot by not saying things, and he's a very, very good author. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's get.
I buried 3.
Okay. Maybe I just can't count. Hi guys, I'm just reading this treasure map right here. Don't worry about me. Stop it. Go away. I don't think that hurts them. He ran into his buddy. No, don't hit me.
Got all my ocean crawlers.
Nice.
Got my need.
I see him. Mm-hmm. Cultural appropriation in university. Oh, I would say yes. There is certainly the ideas of what gods were and gods could do and things like that. Even in like the author of the Gospel of Luke, even in a monotheistic writing that is, because Judaism was unique and it was monotheistic at the time, or at the time, and then it was monotheistic. The ideas of Christology and things like that were the motif is not unique, but a lot of things about the story of Jesus are incredibly unique. The story there, yes, I have heard that apologetic Titan, which says Mary was the ancestress of David, is an explanation, except it has no bearing in history. It's an apologetic that was created, but there's nothing to actually support it, including both the Gospels. And I've heard what people say that Matthew was doing the the ancestry of, that's something I was going to get into, the ancestry of Joseph, and Luke was doing the ancestry of Mary, except both of them are explicit in saying that they are of the ancestry of Joseph. And that's the only way it would work anyways, because the lineage of David is always passed down from the firstborn to the firstborn to the firstborn, right? And the apologetic is funny to me because of the way that it's kind of made up and stuff. And this is just attempting, again, to reconcile that which is, in my opinion, irreconcilably contradictory. Richard, again. Richard. There's phantoms in this game. And skeletons. Yes, love. Is it a ruby? Nice. Let's go and turn these in, because there's a lot.
We didn't have enough treasure chests to put treasure in.
That's fine.
But the treasure chest should be full.
Cool. I've got to go off to the port like a little bit before I go back to go. I just want to do this. I don't have to. I just want to. Got him in the sternum. Yeah. Did we? We did hit the anchor. That's so. Oh, I hit the anchor because I thought it was going to rain. The more than it did. So there is that issue there that the Gospel of Luke is not explicit in saying that Mary was a virgin when she gave birth, or that she even conceived supernaturally. Because if it is read by itself, even in chapter 1, when Gabriel tells Zechariah that Elizabeth is going to provide him a son, they don't actually say, because y'all gonna do it. But nobody assumes that it was supernatural. Yo, Susan, I'm drunkish.
Stop drinking the grog.
We only assume that it was a supernatural thing because that is what is written in Matthew, and because that is the way that some folks have interpreted. Yeah, I know. I know it's Titan. I think those are that people just do that and attempt to find one or two similarities and then say a lot more. I think that's not a good idea. But and what was I saying? Susan, what was I just saying? My girlfriend's listening to me. Love you too. Yeah, we seek out patterns, just like we seek out things like pareidolia and stuff like that. We have things like pareidolia. Oh, it is right there. Very good. Susan, will you get the sails, please? You know, whenever you get a chance. This is gonna hurt.
You say that like I'm not, like, heading up there.
This is gonna hurt. Oh, we got it. All right.
That was teamwork right there. I swear it was.
Yep. And oh, it was for sure. So there's a holiday off, and therefore I must clean the kitchen. Merry Saturnalia. Happy holidays. Claire, stay safe. When you visit up here again, please let us know, and you can come by and see us. You can find me. Susan's on Twitter at Motel Cowboy. I am on there at PDX Secular Guy. Hey babe. What are you selling?
Spices.
Why are we selling so much?
All I sold was spices.
But Claire, yes, absolutely great to see you. Please let us know again. And so it is standalone by itself possible to say, how can we say without any kind of, or with conviction, without hesitancy, that Mary was still a virgin? And I don't think we can. Now, here is the other part of that. Then, what happens then in Matthew, because this is when Herod the Great was alive, what happens? Herod the Great finds out about it from the Magi. The folks who are, hey, will you do me a favor and split up the emissary for the merchant real quick? Yeah, sorry, merchant, whenever you come back on, merchant for the real quick. I'm not going to leave it on there. I'm going to put up the treasure map. That way we get, that way we get credit for it. And there we go. And then whenever you come back, I'm going to lower it. Nice. Claire, that's great. We're excited to see you whenever you can. Is that the Magi come, and Herod the Great is like, oh, will you vote to put it back down, please, when you get back on there? And Herod is like, I know, I thought I had mentioned it. Oh, I just jumped in the water. And he says, go and a star led us here, they say. And Herod is intrigued by this, and he says, go and... I'm drunk as fuck.
So I'm voting to lower it now, directly after we raised it?
Yeah, because I did it because one of the commendations is putting them on there while you're an emissary. Wow, Richard, that's interesting. And Herod says, go in and tell me where the child is so that I might praise him and all that really cool stuff. You know, because you want to praise him. But at the same time, Herod was, scheming to go and actually, he didn't actually want to do that. He had plans to double cross them. How many do we have on here right now? I'm checking. We only need like 11, right?
Right.
1. Man, it's ash and shit. 2, 3. I can count. And he's gonna double cross them. Herod is, and because he's like, I'm not gonna have somebody else as a king. And then the Magi are like, okay, cool. we're going to follow the star, and it leads us to Bethlehem, which again is just like a few miles south of Jerusalem. And then on their way there, they're warned again in a dream that of what's going to happen, that Herod's going to double cross them. And so they bring the three things: gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and all that stuff. That's where people get the three kings thing. Adrian, have a good night. Hopefully we didn't bore you too much, or I didn't bore you too much with talking about this, and that we didn't, like, the game was, we don't do a bunch of PvP, so, but we absolutely do quests and stuff like that. But have a good night, be safe.
Good night, Adrian.
Great holiday. I'm gonna take this Order of Souls. They get warned in a dream that Herod's looking to double cross them and stuff, and they go and they exit, and they're like, nah, we ain't gonna do all this nonsense. And then they run off and they go back east, which is they go back east instead of the direction they came from, which is, again, it's like a Matthew thing. It's a Mattean thing that he does, where he doesn't actually get the directions and some locations right on a fairly regular basis, which is, again, another reason that we kind of know that he was not from, the author wasn't from there. Mark does it more. Matthew tries to fix things, and he also kind of messes them up. But and
how long have we been going?
2 hours, almost 3. And he also was, and then Herod was really mad, and he said, this is the slaughter, or the massacre of the innocents, the slaughter of the innocents thing, right? And all of the baby boys under 2 years old. And then Joseph gets warned in a dream this is going to happen, and so he picks up and he takes Mary and Jesus, and this is pretty well within the first 2 years, right? And they leave their home of Bethlehem, and they go off to Egypt, which is, of course, a connection to, you get the connections with the refugees and stuff like that. Really, I jumped in. And refugees and stuff like that. This is a direct correlation to some of those. It's not just with Moses and stuff like that, but other characters in the Hebrew Bible as well. Okay. No, I was just looking at the... And then Herod the Great dies, and they get told in a dream by, I don't know if it's Gabriel, I forget, that all of the people that want Jesus dead have died. So Joseph packs up, and he's like, all right, we're going back to our home of Bethlehem. And then he finds out, well, not really, because Herod Archelaus was there, and he was scared of Herod Archelaus, who would try to kill Jesus. And so then they run off and they settle down in a new place in a town in Galilee called Nazareth, and this would have happened before 6 CE. So likely right around 4 BCE or somewhere around there, maybe a little bit earlier. I mean, later, but earlier, whichever. And they settle down in Galilee, in Nazareth. This is, of course, the opposite of what we see in Luke. Kind of mentioned that earlier. And in Luke, they already live in Nazareth, and they go down for the census. And then what happens is the angels, I don't think it says Gabriel. There's just an angel and then all the heavenly hosts and all that stuff. This is where we get the Excelsius Deo thing. It's part of the three-pronged motif that the Gospel of Luke, the author of Luke, uses. And he says, the angel shows up to the shepherds, and of course the shepherds are like, what the is this? And the angel's like, yo, fear not, for I bring you good tidings, great joy and all that stuff. This is songs or whatever, right? We get all of this. Yo, the Savior's born in Bethlehem in a barn because there was no room for them in the inn, if you remember that, if you know that story. And that is, of course, different than in Matthew, where they're already from Bethlehem, that he already has his property there, that Jesus is born in his house, and all of those things, right? So that's, again, the opposite. And so then the shepherds go there, and there's level 1 Reaper going for the Reaper's chest. Yeah, we got quite a few. May want to take the. Well, make sure there's like 11 things on there. Just make sure it's 11. Well, no, what's already up at the front, the chest and stuff, like those. Yeah, because that's an empty. The front thing is an empty treasure chest, like all the way on the end of the pier. Turn around. That one's empty. Yep. Sorry. And that again, they're not. Like they are like the beginning is SI. That's funny. And that's all of the. Okay, cool. Well, let's take the obviously the ruby gems. We're taking those. So disgrace bounty skull. Sit down for a second. And then the skulls. Let's just leave 11 things. That's all you need is 11. Let's leave 11. 1, 2. Well, let's leave a little bit more than 11. That way, if they don't turn in like an ammo crate or something, they can have the bronze secret keeper. They ain't getting that ashen skull. They can get the foul bounty skull. But they are then the shepherds show up. And they're like, yo, what's up? And they said something to Mary. And people wanted to know what they said, but it says that Mary kept it in her heart and she didn't tell anybody. And
it's very convenient.
Yeah. And so I don't know how Luke knew about that, but whichever. And then the shepherds then go out and they tell everybody. By the way, be prepared to run. Okay, Susan. From the
like run away from somebody who is coming to kill us?
Yeah, maybe because the Reaper's down there getting the Reaper's chest right now. Then it's just south of us. This is why I got the kegs. Oh. And what happens is that the shepherds then leave, and they go tell people, and everybody rejoices and everything. And then 8 days later, they take the child Jesus to get him circumcised, as was the custom. And then they stay there until, we're going back to Lone Cove, until Mary's purification, so 30 days later. And then they go back home to Nazareth. There was no trip to Egypt. There was no massacre of the innocents. They took him to the temple. People knew about him. All of that stuff. And so there are all of these differences. And that's not it. You look at just look at the lineages by themselves. Not only is Matthew missing, when you look at like the 12 by 12 by 12, I think, but starting with the father of Joseph by themselves, the one person back, the father of Joseph, I think Eli and something else, I forget, top of my head, but already